Nick Saban is doing it again. This year, this 2023 year, is a carbon copy paste of the year Alabama had in 2015. Everybody doubting them. Everybody saying the dynasty's over. Everybody saying they're not good anymore. Everybody saying Nick Saban's lost his edge. And all Alabama and Nick Saban has done is go out there and shut everybody up and continue to put in the work. It's happening. It's happening. Everybody stay calm. Everybody stay calm. Okay. Sorry, my neighbor's looking at me a little weird. I need to chill out. But seriously, everybody stay calm. We're getting to the point in Nick Saban's career where I don't know how you can hate this guy. If you can't sit back, relax, and appreciate greatness, there's something wrong with you. For example, I've said this time after time on the channel, I'm a Jordan and Kobe guy. I love Jordan's mentality. He's a straight cold-blooded killer, and same thing for Kobe Bryant. Growing up, I didn't get to watch Jordan. That was more so of my dad's era. But for me, my GOAT growing up was Kobe. I love everything they're about, but on the flip side, no, I wasn't a LeBron fan growing up, and I'm still not. I always thought LeBron cried too much to the refs, and he never took the clutch and big-time shots. He'd always pass them up. But, and I have a really big but, as LeBron's gotten in his later stages of his career, I've learned to just sit back and enjoy greatness. And I've really enjoyed watching him play the past 5 or 6 years, and it's hard to argue he's not the greatest of all time. That is a completely different video for a different day. We're not here to talk about the Jordan and LeBron debate. With all that being said, though, as a person who doesn't like LeBron necessarily, even I can sit up here and tell you, yeah, he is easily one of the greatest basketball players of all time. Is he the greatest? Don't know. Right now, I'd probably give the slight edge to Jordan. And I think it's time for everybody else to start viewing Nick Saban the same way. You may not have liked this guy early on in his career. Understandable. But how can you hate on him now? And what we're going to talk about and focus on in today's video is Saban is doing something that most people thought couldn't be done with this Alabama team. We're going to talk all about that, but also we have another minor topic to speak on, and that is no other than Jimbo Fisher and Texas A&M. Let's just say we got an interesting situation to look at with Jimbo Fisher, and I'll leave it at that. We don't got a lot to talk about in today's Wednesday video, but we do got 2 major topics, as always, if you're new to the channel, and you've been watching and you're saying we're not subscribed, consider subscribing and joining our amazing college football community. We are less than 3,000 subscribers away from 300K. We'd love to have you here. If you don't want to join, that's cool too. All right, Matt, blah, blah, blah. Shut the crap up. Now, without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, first things first, the main reason, actually not just the main reason, the only reason I'm even talking about this situation is because I had somebody send it to me on Twitter. Michael tweeted this at me and said, yo, Matt, be great, love the videos, thank you for that, by the way. I'm an LSU fan who found your channel after the Bama game last year. Could you please make a video about this topic? Keep up the great videos, and he quote tweeted this right here from Brett McMurphy. Coaching updates. Through 67 games at Texas A&M, Kevin Sumlin was 45-22. Y'all remember Kevin Sumlin, he was the coach there before Jimbo Fisher, and at least according to A&M fans, he wasn't that good. Well, if Kevin Sumlin wasn't that good, what does that make Jimbo Fisher? Because in his first 67 games, he's done worse. He's 43-24. Think about that. Also, in this tweet, it shows Clay Helton 17-5 and Lincoln Riley 17-5, and that's interesting. Since we've already talked about Lincoln Riley and his just embarrassment of a coaching job he's done at USC, we'll just talk about A&M real briefly here before we get into the Alabama stuff. You know, I would love to sit up here and say, man, this is crazy. I can't believe it, but I remember the day A&M hired Jimbo Fisher. I said, yeah, he ain't going to do nothing, and he's a fraud. I remember saying it, although we weren't talking about it on the channel at the time. I remember stating it to all my friends and buddies. Jimbo Fisher is one of the biggest frauds in America, and y'all know how I feel about him. He's not that great of a head coach. He's a good head coach, but he's always gotten overhyped because of that one championship he won at Florida State. And that's how the sports world operates. If you win a championship, he would just put you on a different caliber. It's the same thing with the Jordan and LeBron argument. Why is everybody in my comment section going to say Jordan's better than LeBron? What are they going to bring up? The championships. That's it. It's how we view everything. Why do people joke on Chris Paul, CP3? Because he hasn't won a championship. And especially in the sport of college football, nobody's going to take you serious until you do win a championship. Look at Ryan Day and Jim Harbaugh. As much credit as people give them, they're not getting a lot of credit because they haven't won a championship. That's what it comes down to, but yeah, I really don't have too much to say about this. Let me know your thoughts on that down below. Jimbo Fisher is the definition of a goofy goober, and we'll leave it at that. But now finally, moving on to the main topic, the main encore, the main reason you clicked onto this video. What's going on with Nick Saban in Alabama? I'll tell you what's going on. It's the process. I'm going to show this to you right here. I'm going to bring it up. I'm going to zoom in on it. Zoom in some more. Zoom in some more. You see this right here, this 10-point loss to Texas? This is when everybody and their mama wrote off this Alabama team. And whoa, hold on. I know it all. You run to the comment section and say, well, Matt, you're one of the people who was writing off Alabama. No. I just said the only thing I stated after this Alabama loss to Texas is maybe the dynasty is starting to slowly fall off. We're in the later stages. But I never for a split second wrote off this team. But hey, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. If you want to say I was one of the people hating on my own team, I'll give it to you. Because depending on how you took my words, you could view it from that standpoint, and that's okay. But my point is, and the reason I'm bringing this up, is everybody after this game was like, yep, Alabama's finished. Alabama's going to lose 3 or 4 more games the rest of the year. And what did I bring up? And I bet some of y'all forgot about this. After Alabama lost to Texas, I said this season, and I stated this in the offseason, this year, 2023, is reminding me a lot of the year 2015. For those of you that don't know, in 2015, that Alabama team was eerily similar to this one. We didn't have a quarterback. We had a couple guys battling it out, and we didn't even find our quarterback, Jacob Coker, until about the 3rd game of the season. Similar to this year's team, 2023, in 2015, Alabama lost a night game at home to Ole Miss. Pretty similar, right? This year, 2023, Alabama lost a night game at home to Texas. If you're a Bama fan, you know what I'm talking about. This year, it's just so similar. They say history tends to repeat itself, and I think that's exactly what you're seeing with Nick Saban in Alabama currently. Flashback in time into 2015, that Alabama team wasn't dominating, and they really weren't that good. After that Ole Miss loss, they were having to do a lot of soul searching. The only good that came out of that Ole Miss loss is they found their quarterback, and that was Jacob Coker. And after that, Alabama proceeded to just completely stomp Georgia, beat Arkansas in a close one, and they beat Texas A&M by 20, and they barely skimmed by Tennessee 19-14. Take a look at this year's schedule. Somewhat a similar outcome, right? Alabama this year did handily beat Ole Miss and Tennessee, but they barely snuck by Texas A&M and Arkansas. But here's the biggest thing out of them all. In 2015 and in 2023, these two Alabama teams just continued and are continuing to get better and better and better and better every single week. This isn't a team that is built to blow out anybody. This isn't a team like when they had Tua or Mac Jones. No. This is a team, and I can't emphasize this enough, it's just like 2015, that is going to rely on their defense. They're just banking on the fact that Jalen Milroe, just like Jacob Coker, is going to make 2 to 3 big-time throws a game, and that's all they need. The only difference in the 2015 compared to 2023 is in 2015, the running game, it was lethal because we had Derrick Henry. This year, unfortunately, our running game isn't that great, but it's good enough. I think our offensive line and running game, and even our pass game, there's so much room for improvement, but that's a good thing because we haven't reached our potential or our peak. But here's what's eerily similar for this 2015 team and the 2023 team. Every single person that talks about college football on ESPN or wherever, what they was saying about Alabama after the Ole Miss loss in 2015 and the Texas game in 2023, it's the same thing. Oh, Nick Saban's lost his touch, the dynasty's over, blah, 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 blah. Nick Saban, he had a good run, but it looks like it's coming to an end. Yeah, man, it looks like Nick Saban doesn't know what to do when he doesn't have an elite quarterback. Oh, this Alabama team, they don't have the grit anymore. They don't have a great offensive coordinator, great defensive coordinator. They're all discombobulated. I could sit up here for the next 10 minutes and just continue to give you examples, but you get the point. It's blah, 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 Joe Schmo bullcrap talk. And guess what? The rest of the country has found that out the hard way. They did it in 2015, and I thought that'd be the last year anybody would write off a Nick Saban-led football team. I don't know how you make the same mistake twice. I really don't. You wrote him off in 2015, and you look like a complete idiot because not only did Alabama have a great year, they won the championship that year. And here we are in 2023. You write off Alabama after it's not even a terrible loss against Texas. Texas is a top 10 team. You write them off, and here they are. They're sitting pretty at 7-1. They control their own destiny, and they're going to be favored in every game from here on out. And I don't even think it's an argument. This year, the 2023 team, they're good, don't get me wrong, but they're worse than the 2015 team. That 2015 team, that defense, whew, they were unreal. And don't get me wrong, the defense this year is good, but it's not like the 2015 team. And I'd say also the offense of 2015 is better than this year's offense. Jacob Coker, that dude was a beast, and we also had, of course, Derrick Henry. Just having Derrick Henry alone takes any offense to another level. Nick Saban's been in Alabama since 2007, and I think this year, in 2023, this is his best coaching performance of all time. And I'm starting to think that Nick Saban enjoys coaching these Alabama teams that aren't as good because he gets to flex his muscles. He gets to show to everybody else why he is the greatest of all time. And everybody's going to overlook this, but outscoring Tennessee 27-0 in the second half, that is unreal. That is all on coaching, nothing else. Okay, my bad, I said nothing else. Sure, Jalen Milroe on the defense, they made the plays and they went out there and did it, but you got to give all the credit in the world to Nick Saban. That was simply coaching, and it's the same thing why Alabama beat Georgia in the championship years ago when he took out Jalen Hurts and put in Tua. Coaching. Or what about this? Remember when Alabama and Clemson, they were going back and forth, and in the fourth quarter, Nick Saban does an onside kick? Yes, the players went out there and executed, give them credit too, but Nick Saban put them in a position to succeed. And I'm not going to let y'all forget, a lot of people thought Ole Miss was going to go into Alabama and beat them because Alabama was coming off of that pitiful performance against South Florida. And what did Alabama do? Shut everybody up. Beat them by 14 points. Wasn't even a ball game. The week after, destroy Mississippi State. Sure, Mississippi State's not a good football team, but, I mean, that's a big win on the road. Week after that, goes into Texas A&M's home stadium and beats them. Pretty solid win there, and most recently, as we all know, they beat Arkansas. A little shaky in the second half, but still won the game and then dominated Tennessee in the second half. I mean, guys, it is as simple as this. Nick Saban is doing it again. This year, this 2023 year, is a carbon copy paste of the year Alabama had in 2015. Everybody doubting them. Everybody saying the dynasty's over. Everybody saying they're not good anymore. Everybody saying Nick Saban's lost his edge. And all Alabama and Nick Saban has done is go out there and shut everybody up and continue to put in the work. It's a coaching clinic, man, and I haven't even brought this up, but Alabama against Ole Miss, losing at half. Alabama against A&M, losing at half. Alabama against Tennessee, losing at half. And in all three of those games, they came out and won. And they really won convincingly in the second half. It's a coaching clinic. I can't dumb it down any more than that. Nick Saban is putting on a coaching clinic in live time, and we're getting to witness it. And here's arguably the most impressive thing about this, and I'm going to say this, and we'll end off the video here. Nick Saban's on his last leg. He's on his way out. He's only got about, I'd say at max, 8-10 years left. And that's why I say that we are in the later stages of the dynasty, and we're at the point where it's the start of the fall off. And that's what's crazy, man. He's no longer this young guy that has all this energy. He's getting old, whether you want to believe it or not. But hey, just like they say, with age comes wisdom. I can't tell you enough how happy and pleased I am as an Alabama fan of this Alabama team this year. For us to be sitting pretty at 7-1 with all the doubt and all the question marks, I'm pleased. And it's not just the record I'm pleased with. Obviously, records do matter, but it's how we've played. We've been behind in a lot of games, a lot of big-time games this year, and we never folded under pressure. We continue to be resilient, and that's what's really got us to where we are. Can't sit up here and tell you enough how pleased and happy I am. Let me know your thoughts down below. But Romany!